In the glittering world of Chinese entertainment, there are two names that are always mentioned in different tones: Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo. They are not just two talented actors, they are symbols of chemistry that cannot be explained by logic, two figures connected by something that transcends scripts and cameras. However, for years, there was one thing that kept fans waiting: the voice of Xiao Zhan's own heart. And finally, after closing the door on those memories for so long, he spoke. His words were not long, but they were enough to shake the hearts of millions of people who had witnessed the magic of those two souls on screen. It all began in 2018, when two strangers met on the set of the Untamed. Xiao Zhan arrived with the warm smile and calmness of a true artist, while Wang Yibo brought a captivating cold and mysterious charm. They seemed contrasting, but that was precisely where the beauty was born. Scene after scene revealed something that couldn't be faked: eye contact that was too sincere to be mere acting, small touches that felt natural, laughter that appeared outside the script. Audiences around the world fell in love not only with the characters Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji, but with the real bond that grew behind the camera. Their chemistry was so strong that no one could ignore it. And in an instant, the names Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo became inseparable. The media called them the Golden Duo, while their fandom called them Bo Xiao or Yizhan. But behind all the spotlight, these two young hearts were learning to deal with something far more difficult than their roles: excessive global attention. The Untamed's huge success brought them to the peak of their careers, but also into a whirlwind of endless rumors. Every move, every glance, even every smile they gave at public events was analyzed, dissected, and given hidden meanings by millions of eyes thirsty for the truth. Those who used to be free to joke around now had to be careful even to stand too close to each other. Wang Yibo, with his quiet nature, chose to shut himself off. Xiao Zhan, known for his gentleness, began to keep his distance. However, even though that distance grew in public, many felt that they were still connected behind the scenes, in silence, in unspoken understanding. Why aren't they seen together anymore? Was their relationship just for promotion? Question after question continues to echo in the virtual world, but the two remain silent. The silence only adds to the mystery. And now, after many years, that silence has been broken. In a recent interview with a renowned international magazine, the interviewer carefully touched on the past, asking about the person who was once a big part of Xiao Zhan's career journey, Wang Yibo. Xiao Zhan paused for a moment. He smiled, but it was a different kind of smile. Warm, yet hiding something. His eyes gazed into the distance, as if remembering something he didn't want to forget. Then, in a soft but steady voice, he said, "Wang Yibo is someone I will always cherish. We went through difficult and beautiful times together. There are things that don't need to be explained with words, because we already understand each other without needing to speak." Simple words, but heavy with meaning. He didn't mention love, didn't mention friendship. Yet that was precisely its strength. He spoke from the heart. And the heart always knows more than words can express. Within hours of the interview being released, the hashtag Xiao Zhan talks about Yibo was trending across social media platforms. Fans wrote thousands of emotional comments. Some cried, some smiled, some just stared at their screens with pounding hearts. He still cares. He still remembers. He hasn't forgotten Yibo. Everything flowed like a flood of nostalgia. For many people, those words were a form of acknowledgement that behind the long silence, those feelings had never truly disappeared. A few days later, Wang Yibo appeared at a press conference for his latest film. A reporter, with extraordinary courage, asked him about his reaction to Xiao Zhan's words. The room suddenly fell silent. Wang Yibo looked down for a moment, then smiled. A small smile that only appeared when he truly felt something. In a calm tone, he replied, "Xiao Zhan is still the same person he always was, sincere and hardworking. I'm happy to see him happy." And in an instant, the entire fandom world was shaken once again. There were no words like "miss you" or "thank you," but everyone knew those words were Yibo's way of saying, "I still remember too." Time continued to pass. The two of them now stood at the peak of different careers. Xiao Zhan with prestigious acting projects and soul-stirring music, Wang Yibo with action movies, the world of racing, and the international stage. Yet, amidst all these differences, there is one thing that never changes: the calmness that emerges whenever one mentions the other's name. Some observant fans even notice small details: the same bracelet, matching clothing colors at different events, or a song suddenly played by Wang Yibo in his vlog, which happens to be Xiao Zhan's favorite song. Is it a coincidence? Or a hidden message behind the silence? Only the two of them know the answer. In a world that demands clarity, sometimes true beauty lies in uncertainty. Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo teach us that not all relationships need labels, not all feelings need acknowledgement. There are feelings that live on in silence, preserved in memories, hidden in laughter, and immortalized through works. They may no longer walk side by side in front of the camera, but every time one of their names is mentioned, the shadow of the other is always present in the air, like an echo that never fades. And perhaps, in this harsh and spotlight-filled world, the purest form of love is letting someone go, but keeping them in your heart. A sentence that Xiao Zhan once said in the past now feels like a hidden message. He seems to be emphasizing that physical closeness is not the only form of attachment. There is a much deeper closeness, an emotional closeness that even distance, time, and gossip cannot break. And perhaps that is what binds them to this day. A calm, gentle, and sincere understanding. It cannot be denied that their journey has not always been smooth sailing. Xiao Zhan once faced the most difficult period of his life, when he was the target of a massive online attack. At that time, the public was no longer friendly, and many turned away. However, fans still remember that in the midst of the storm, Wang Yibo said nothing, but his silence felt like a form of protection. He didn't add fuel to the fire, but he also didn't let Xiao Zhan's name burn away. Sometimes, silence is the most powerful way to stand by someone. Now, even though they are no longer often seen together, their story lives on, in the hearts of fans, in every song, every glance, every little memory that cannot be erased. For many people, they are not just a pair of actors, but symbols of a real, sincere relationship that transcends the world of entertainment. The two may have chosen their own paths, but the same sky still shelters them. And somewhere in the hustle and bustle, maybe they still think of each other, in a way that doesn't need to be announced but is always felt. Now, after everything that has happened, when Xiao Zhan finally spoke and Wang Yibo responded, the world seemed to return to 2019, a time when two young stars made the world believe in the magic called connection. The truth that fans have been waiting for may not be in the form of an admission or a declaration of love. That truth lies between the soft words, between the meaningful silences, between the glances that are no longer captured by the camera. Perhaps they will never explain everything. And perhaps they don't need to. Because for two people who understand each other without words, silence is the most honest form of communication. Is Xiao Zhan's statement a sign of new hope, or just a sweet memory from the past? Share your thoughts in the comment section, because this story, the story of two hearts that once found each other, may not have truly ended yet.